Guys, welcome back to another episode with AB Investments. We've had a really amazing time yesterday in the live. We did promise it wasn't going to be up to 2 hours, and it ended up being so. We spoke about a lot of things. Guys, we're going to continue to talk. We have a lot of time about this reverse stock split and the yes, the no, and the reason, and all the other stuff. But one thing I want to do is I want to give a nice shout out to all of my family members once again. As I said yesterday in our Discord, that AB is nothing without you guys. So much love, and I'm very appreciative to all of you. I can't yell it or say it enough. So maybe this will suffice at least for now in my heart. With that being said, guys, you see the bull market and all that stuff. AB has a very quick message to tell everybody. When you invite people over to your home, or when you invite people to come, for to have a good time, just in general, like just when you invite people, normally the invited expects what? Some sort of food, some sort of something that that they're expecting, like a welcoming gesture from the host. Now, imagine the stock market being the host, and everybody's invited. Think of it like this. When you have green in the beginning of a year where we're much worse than the year before it as far as recession worries and inflation wise, because the inflation is still rising. That's one kind of invitation. And I've told you this in the previous videos, but I walk you through the steps until we get to the points that we're at, and then I'll completely put it out there in front of you to show you the example as it's happening. As I've told you, right now, the market is all operating off of fourth quarter. What happens in the fourth quarter of previous year? Sales, holiday sales, companies obviously are expected to do a little bit better, even when it's shit, compared to Q1, Q2, Q3, which means right now the market is not reacting to 2023 yet. No, the market is still in 2022 numbers. Now, when you see all this bull attack and the 25%, the rate still got hiked. And people like I understand if you're one of the people that don't understand, like, why is it that a hike still made the market go green? Well, you got some fools coming out to say that we got some certainties. No, the reality is the market is being pumped and dumped via algorithms, and obviously utilizing the cash and the shares, whether via the market makers or even you got the Federal Reserve pumping money into many things. Now, you're still operating off of fourth quarter results. You combine that with a lesser rate hike, at least it's a lesser amount of damage. That's the way that it's thought of. It's not that much of a damage. So it's not profitable, it's not good, but it's not as damageable as 0.5, 0.75 in the past. And again, idiots will call it, or newbies will call it, certainty in the market or whatnot. You don't want to fall victim to any of these stuff. Now, back to the hosts and the invited. You and I are invited. We're not to the main VIP lounge, but we're still making our way there. However, we're invited. Everything's being operative. This is market in general. As far as for AMC, we'll get into that. But this is just market in general. Everything's going green. Everything's reacting off of fourth quarter numbers, Q4 numbers, all that stuff to get everybody in. As I told you, they begin to raise money. You see Weebles or the Moomoo's or those brokers, they're saying now, if you invite someone, you have a chance at winning $100,000. It's the beginning of the year. It's that time of the year. That's why they call it that time of the year. This is the time of the year where everything that has anything to do with business goes to hustle. This is your hustle time. So they hosted everybody. The stock market hosted everybody. Right now, all the stocks, I want you to imagine them as food. Imagine who's also invited to the party. All the shorts. When there's a lot of food on the table, somebody's got to eat it. So keep your eye out, keep your mind open, and don't follow just the train of the hype of whether it's individuals or people, unless you know, unless you've been in the market for over 8 years, so that you've been here prior to this whole meme saga, then you got a lot to think about and worry about, and also keep in the back of your head as far as this, how the trends of markets go, even when the meme is not as roaring as it was in the 2020, 2021, and obviously 2022 was a bloodbath. Now, here's the thing. Let's talk about fundamentals to all the fundamentalists. While AMC is going up controllably, volume-wise, look at Bed Bath & Beyond and how it did what it did in the pre-market. This is like the fifth time since mid-2022 till now that Bed Bath & Beyond have done a rip. We'll say 3. Like this, fundamentally, when it's a business that's on its way to the dry cleaners. On Webull data today, there was, obviously AMC, again, on the hard to borrow list, and the percentage went up to about 675%, almost 674.9 or 0.8. This is to show you, when I tell you guys that their problem on the other side is not money, it's shares, that goes a long distance to tell you. And AMC knows what's up. And this whole thing, whether AMC knows what's up or not, this whole thing is kind of coming to a situation where something has got to crunch in order to restart the cycle of reshort again. They can't short from here. I told you, the resistance, support levels are right in front of each other. Something's got to give. It can't go to the low, to the bottom. There's nowhere else to go but to the top. But to control how it goes to the top and prevent any catastrophic results on that side, which is our best interest, but not their best interest, there has to be a lot of shares on their side that can make sure they can always put out the fire of the rip. Remember this. They don't want, just like the Fed does not want a full-on market crash, the other side, who's connected as well, wants the same exact thing. They don't want a full-on rip. They don't want situations that happened in January of 2021 with GME, or even June of 2021 with AMC. They want rips, however, much smaller than you and your best friend might think. Maybe even AB might think. They want those shares so they can control where this goes. So as soon as AMC, for example, goes through with this, yes, they got these shares, AMC goes ahead, hey, midway through the pump, or whenever the limit is met, or whenever the signal is given, we need to raise capital. In the name of capital, we shall drop this X amount of shares. We got a long time still to go through the yeses and the nos and all that stuff and all this. At the end of the day, as I said yesterday in the end of that live, we're going to be regardless one family. If you treat me like shit, then I'm not going to obviously treat you as family. I just look at it as you're one of those shills, obviously not even part of the community. Because if you're an adult and you understand, you truly love this movement, you would understand that my importance to you is just as equal as your importance to me. We all gotta hold in order for everybody to make life, have a chance at making life-changing wealth. If not, hey, you guys can go follow those hype pumpers and getters and all this stuff. If you've noticed, guys, there's been some individuals out there that has just literally been picking on fights and drama, creating division almost with every other content creator. Literally, almost with everyone. Hey, we need to stop this childishness And in the same time, I already know what goes around comes around. And you know who you are that I'm talking to. And when it's time, I'll address you if you continue to make your stupidity that keeps dividing the community. You have no business going after people or whatever. And plus, I already know from previous experience, you have no morals or values because you yourself, I have some stuff for you that will come out in the proper time. So, with that being said, let's stay positive. Make your buck, but keep an eye out for the end of the party because when that bell starts ringing, remember the shorts are invited to this party as well. And all that food that's on these tables must be ate. And who doesn't eat, who probably not get a chance to be fed. So feed yourself. Much love, AB Investments.